After the storm, the rain. Hitting the parts of the UK that really don't need it. Tewkesbury in Gloucestershire is perhaps best known for its floods. Yet again, parts of the town are swamped, a victim of its own geography. Where rivers converge, it's a familiar but frustrating view.
Personal opinion based on sort of 25 years of living here, I believe they don't dredge these rivers at all. So of course you get all the silt which comes down from the hills and everywhere else, and it finds its way to the bottom. So you've got literally 20 odd feet of silt just built up, and it leaves nowhere for the water to go.
In Devon, the search continues for missing teenager Harry Martin. He was out photographing the storm on Thursday and hasn't been seen since. And a 47-year-old man died in Oxford after driving his mobility scooter along a submerged pathway. For the teams working flat out to try and manage these floods, they're dealing with a familiar scenario.
In the winter, the ground just doesn't dry out. You don't get evaporation. The temperatures aren't warm enough to allow the soil to dry out. So as soon as we go into the next wet spell, although there'll be a bit of capacity in the rivers, that will very soon be taken up, and we could be back to square one. So I think certainly right through the remainder of this winter, we're going to need to be watching things very carefully.
It all comes from here, the swirls of colour that they analyse so closely at the Met Office.
To be honest, I put it in because they are absolutely exceptional, those waves.
The chief forecaster on duty, Eddie Carroll, has worked through 3 decades of weather. To see wave after wave of storms is unusual.
This feature here is really whipping up some big waves way out in the Atlantic at the moment, and they're going to travel eastwards towards the UK for tomorrow. There's quite a large swell, and that's going to add to the wind waves and generate some large waves and some surges.
In Cornwall, part of this beachside cafe will have to be dismantled once the storms have passed. This rain has just lashed the West Country all afternoon. This is Fistral Beach near Newquay, Britain's surfer's paradise. Well, not today it isn't. So by morning, Western Britain and Ireland will again be pummelled by even bigger waves. For those on the front line, fixing the mess and drying out are still distant prospects.